Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, just wait. I am trying to log in through my laptop. I just joined to inform you that I am here using my mobile phone. There is a connection issue here with my laptop. Could you please wait for another 2-3 minutes?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, wait. I just shut down my laptop and I am waiting until it gets starts. Okay, so how many of you are here? Yeah, I suppose we have met only for 3 sessions early. Am I correct? Okay, wait.
Recording in progress.
Hari. Wait. Okay. Okay. So I joined using the laptop. Suppose now you can hear me properly. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Okay, sure. So after a long time, we are meeting today. Oh my God, I can't share the slides because I'm here as a participant. So here I will contact Apex Campus and I have to inform them. I can't share the slides. Wait. Hello, good evening, Mr. Hari. Okay, Hari. Now I can share the slides. Earlier I was not able to share. Okay, now it's okay. Just now. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, I will share with you all the syllabus then you can get an idea about what we were doing actually. Okay, we'll see here. Yeah, this is the topic number 1. Can you remember we did these topics? How many languages are there in the world? Does the United States have an official language? What is human language? Science, arbitrary and non-arbitrary. Language and pattern structure, we did. Speech as pattern language use. And don't get confused. I know by this time you might have forgotten all these things. The origin of languages, babble to babble, language and dialects, modes of linguistic communication. And then we talk, do human alone have a language? Can chimpanzees learn a human language? What is linguistic? Can you all remember we did this lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the second topic, sorry, I could not put it into the normal form. Okay, wait, I will see whether there's a better way that I can give it to you. Wait for 1 minute. I'll put it in a nice way, actually. There's no way. Okay. I will read it out. Introduction. Words are tangible. What does it mean? I will show it to you using the slides, actually. Then you will understand it better. Yeah, okay. Day 2, I suppose. Okay. Not even day 2. I did not start anything. I am just reminding you what we did actually that is needed. Here. Okay, this one. Hope you can remember. A language structures we started. Okay, words and their parts, lexicon and morphology we did. What does it mean to know a word? Lexical categories, nouns, adjectives, verbs, okay, nouns, pronouns, determiners, prepositions, adverbs, conjunctions. Then we came to a lesson called morphology. There we did what is morphology, morpheme, morph, allomorph. Okay, if you can't remember, you just tell me. Okay, then we came to inflection and derivation. Okay, all these things. Can you remember? I mean, do you have a small memory that we did these things?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm happy actually. Before moving to a new lesson, I will then show. That is the last one we did. Not more than that. Okay, very good. Today we'll go to a new lesson. Okay. Okay, here it is. Sounds of language. There is a message. I'll see what it is. Oh, sure. What can I do, madam? We are in Sinhala medium B.Ed course. We didn't participate your lecture earlier. Are you all following the program in Sinhala medium?
No, ma'am.
How many of you are here from Sinhala medium? Yes. Okay. If there are students who follow the degree program in Sinhala medium, I feel it's a mistake actually, because I am conducting these lessons in English medium. Learning in English medium and writing at the exam in Sinhala medium, I don't think that it is the way actually, it's impossible. Okay. So today's lesson is sounds of languages. Okay, we'll read. Okay. Read something. I mean this one and get an idea. Yeah. Now there are 5 students, I think. They are the ones doing program in English medium, I suppose. Yeah. Kasun. Yeah. Sudisha, Ilma, Atugala. Okay. Once you read, just inform me.
Is this a whole paragraph, madam?
Yeah. This slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You finished reading?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds and spelling, not the same thing. Actually, as adults learners, you know, there are sounds and spellings in a language. And some may feel these two are the same. And sometimes you may feel they are two different things. Actually, they are not the same. The words exist as separate entities made up of a relatively small number of discrete sounds. Okay, so the words are separate entities. That is why when we write, we separate words. When we write sentences, we separate words. The words spat and paused, I have highlighted them in red color. Spat and paused, for example, are readily judged by English speakers to have 4 sounds each. Okay, English speakers, they say there are 4 sounds in the word spat. Spat. Even paused, there are 4 sounds. While adult has 5 and set has 3. I have forgotten to highlight set. These are not very tough things. but you have to learn them leisurely. That is the difference. Okay. So there are 4 words which I have highlighted in red color. So they are the number of sounds in this word is equal to number of letters actually. Set 4, post 4, adult 5, set 3. So then the number of sounds in these words are equal to the number of letters. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, somewhat less obvious is the number of sounds in the words, speakers, series, letters, and sequence, which do not have the same number of letters and sounds. But actually, it's not always like that. It's true with the words fat, post, adult, set. But think of the words like speakers, series, letters, sequence. We can't say speakers. How many words are there? There are 8 letters are there. But it doesn't mean they contain 8 sounds. Series, 6 letters, but there are no 6 sounds. Okay. This lack of correspondence is common in English. Okay, which do not have the same number of letters and sounds. Most of the words, they do not have equal number of letters and sounds. This lack of correspondence is common in English. So what type of correspondence? That means telling number of letters and the number of sounds. The lack of telling the number of sounds and the letters is very common in English. So if you take most of the words in English language, they do not tally in letters and numbers, letters and sounds in number. Okay, cough has 3 sounds, but it is spelled with 5 letters. Cough, k, o. We can't pronounce it. I can pronounce, but it should be studied with some sort of awareness. K, o. Her sound is not audible. Okay. So there are 5 letters, but only 3 sounds. Freight has only 4 sounds, despite its 7 letters. There are 7 letters, but only 4 sounds. Parade, like that. Okay. Read this also. This English language is a very peculiar language actually. Vicky, did you read this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now see the title. Same spelling, different sounds. Observe the variety. Our topic is sounds of languages. Sorry. Observe the variety of pronunciations represented by the same letters or series of letters in different words. Consider the pronunciation of the following words, all of which are represented in part by the letters O, O-U-G-H. Okay, so here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. But in all these 6 words, O-U-G-H, that is there. But see, we do not pronounce all the same letters O-U-G-H in all the 6 words on the same way. Letters are same, but pronunciation is different. Cough, tough, bow, it's totally different. Eh? So that is O-U-G-H, cough. Off. Then O-U-G-H, O, bow. Okay, through, though, through fair, through fair. Okay, you just imagine, just understand, even though here letters are same, pronunciation that is different. Okay, you can bring your own examples. Is this understood? Is this
Yes, ma'am.
understood? Okay. Okay, here you see same thing in graphic format. Here. Okay, so here these words actually. Okay. Off, tough, then bow, out. Okay, you. Through, here, U sound. And then though, O sound. Then sorry. Trophea. Okay. They are fair, sound. Okay. Same spelling. It contains 6 different sounds. Okay. Yeah, here you see. Earlier, same letters, different pronunciation. Here, same pronunciation, different spelling. Opposite of earlier. Okay, did you read this? Same pronunciation, different spelling. Other sets of English words are pronounced alike, but spelled differently. As school children learn when they are taught sets of homophones, homonyms. So that is the term for that actually, homophones. So when the same pronunciation is there with different spelling, that is called homophones. See the example, there, T-H-E-R-E there, T-H-E-I-R there. There's no difference in pronunciation. Bear, bear. Lead, lead. So then lead, that is the metal. Second lead is past tense of lead. And two, TO2 preposition, TWO2 for two, number, TOO2 also. Okay, so that is also there in English language. Different spelling, same pronunciation, same spelling, different pronunciation. Okay, here, you see. Okay. See, senil, say, see, sees, science, siege, ceiling, Sida, sees, juicy, glossy, sexy. Okay, spellings are different, but pronunciation is same. Is it understood? Are you confused? Yeah, let me know. Up to now, do you have any issue? No answer? Why is that? Okay, I will continue. Okay, read this. Okay, did you read? Okay, did you read it? At least put a message into chat box. Why are there force of sounds? Spelling discrepancy. Okay, where forces means the reasons why things are different. And then once again, spelling discrepancy means the differences in spelling. There are 5 reasons for the discrepancy between pronunciations and written representation for many English words. Okay, so there is a difference between pronunciations and how the word is written in English language. Okay, for an example, pneumonia. I am giving you an example which you can understand very easily. So pneumonia starts with P, the letter P. And for an example, knee, K, the N-double-E, Danahisa. So it starts with the letter K, but the pronunciation starts with N sound. For an example, psychology. We don't pronounce psychology like that, but the letter start writing with the letter P. Okay. The reason for that. The written English has diverse origins with different spelling convention. Okay. One reason is the words in English language has been formed in diverse origins. The influences of other languages are here. Latin, French, Greek. So there are many more languages which influence English language. So that is the meaning of diverse origin. Okay, the other one is a spelling system established several hundred years ago is still being used to represent a language that continues to change its spoken form. Okay, so the spelling system that we are using today in English language, it was introduced actually 100, not even 100, actually 1,000 years ago. Still we are following the same. For an example, if somebody spell the word psychology without writing P, we cut it and we put it wrong. Okay, so still we are following the traditional old method actually. If we are ready to accept the new one, we will just forget psychology. If a student spells COLOR color, we say it's wrong because it's America. And we want the students to write COLOUR. Okay, that is one reason. Third one is English is spoken differently around the world and in different regions of a nation, despite relatively uniform standards for spelling. Okay, so there is a uniformity of spelling. So then we say that this is how the word should be spelled. But unlike in the past, now English language is spoken all over the world in many countries. Okay, so then even in Sri Lanka, English language is very common nowadays than in the past. Okay, just like that, the English has spread all over the world. Therefore, definitely there can be different pronunciation, because how people pronounce words in different nations, different races, that is different. Okay, so for an example, Indians, they pronounce R. We are going to an Indian airport. That is how they say. Okay, and they say director, but we say director. So of course, there are different pronunciation for the same spelling, because this is used. This means English is used all over the world. We'll go to the next. Okay, read that. The fourth reason is a given word part may be pronounced differently depending on its adjacent sounds and stress pattern. Okay, so some people, so not some, actually most of the people, they pronounce words considering the adjoining sounds with the word. For an example, in electric, the final C, electric, C represent the sound curve as in kiss. Okay, electric. But in electricity, it represents S. Okay, so electric, electricity, the base is same, neither. Electric, electricity. Okay, so you check the two words, E-L-E-C-T-R-I, electric. In the electricity also, same spellings are there, E-L-E-C-T-R-I. Okay, I will highlight it, then you will understand it better. I don't like, you don't talk, so how can I know whether you understand or not? It's highly important, because we are conducting lectures so that you should understand these things properly. If the lecturer doesn't know whether you understand or not, I don't know. Okay, here. See, electric, electricity. The same spellings are there. but they pronounce in different way based on the last part. Electric, electricity. So electricity, it represents S as in silly. In Seneli, the I represents the sound of I in IU. But in senility, it represents the sound of I in ill. So this is not something confused. So in the word electric, the sound ka is dominating. In the word electricity, the sound s is dominating. Okay? Because of the adjacent, the close by sounds. There are 6 letters same, not 6 actually, 7 letters are same, but still the sound dominates because of the adjacent word. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And okay. The last is the 5th one. Read. Okay, hope you read this. Spoken forms may differ across social situations. So pronunciation difference. Spoken form means pronunciation. It differs according to different social situations. The writing system incorporates some degree of both words are together. It should be some degree of variation. Do not was don't. Some people prefer do not. Some say don't. And it was. Some people say, we say it was, but was. Some people pronounce pronunciation. No? But there is little tolerance for spelling like gonna, American. Gonna means going to, wanna, want to, and gotcha, got you. And still less, oh no, none at all for jet, did you eat? And wancha, want you. And if you haven't heard these things, it's okay. But these terms are used all over the world. Okay. Jet means, did you eat? But we are not familiar with these things because we are living in Sri Lanka. But in other countries, when people go and visit different countries, now these have been very popular. I feel even nowadays, children, they say gonna, going to, wanna, want to. That's because pure English, standard English cannot be found nowadays. It's a pickle actually, it's a messed up. Variable spellings for the same expression would force readers to determine the pronunciation of the represented speech before arriving at meaning, instead of reading directly for meaning. And adult readers normally do. Okay, so when you hear the word, when you are talking with a person, so you have to guess what this person is pronouncing. I will give you one example. In Malaysia, actually, people say multimedia for multimedia. So MU, we say multimedia, they say multimedia. Okay, that is the same. But when you go to Malaysia, when they say multimedia, you should understand, okay, they are talking about multimedia. Okay, up to this point, do you have any question? Okay, this is what we did in sounds. There are certain words with in which number of sounds and the number of letters are same. But there are many words in which number of letters and number of sounds, they are different. Okay? So then we got to know, we can see words in English language, spelling same, but pronunciation different. And then we got to know sometimes we see same pronunciation, but spelling different. And then we got to know why these things are happening. And then we discussed 5 reasons. Are they clear to you all? Tell me.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now we'll go to another section, extension of the same lesson, phonetics. Okay, great.
Okay, madam.
Okay, we'll see. Phonetics is the study of the sounds made in the production of human language. Okay, so phonetics means the study of sounds, even phonology, same. It has 2 principal branches. So phonology, phonetics, we can divide into 2 branches. One is articulatory phonetics. Second one is acoustic phonetics. So you have to understand what these 2 branches are. Articulatory phonetics focuses on the human vocal apparatus and describe sound in terms of their articulation in the vocal tract. It has been central to the discipline of linguistics. Okay, I will simply explain. Articulatory phonetics means how sounds are produced. So that is discussed under articulatory phonetics. So there are different sounds, how these sounds are produced by human beings using their mouth and the oral cavity, like that. That is about the production of sounds. Acoustic phonetics uses the tools of physics to study the nature of sound waves produced in human language. It is increasingly important in linguistics with attempts to use machines for interpreting speech patterns in voice identification and voice initiated mechanical operation. Acoustic phonetics actually we can't study without technology. Okay, so that is about the nature of sound waves when we pronounce sounds, how they go up and down. That cannot be studied without technology. But articulatory phonetics, actually how sounds are produced, we can understand it easily. Okay, so when you talk, if you keep your hand like this to your neck, you can see your vocal cords are vibrating. Okay. Over here. You might have learned these things early. So this is actually our oral cavity. Okay, so they are numbered from 1 to 8, 1 to 9. Yeah. Okay, starting with bilabial. Okay, that means our lips. Upper lip is there. Alveolar ridge. Lower lip. Then, so what is in pink color in the middle, that is our tongue. Tongue is having different parts. The blade of the tongue, the front part, back part, center. Okay. And then where the tongue joins the body, that part is epiglottis, root, pharynx, uvula, soft palate, nasal cavity, hard palate, all these things are there. Okay, you check it. So there are some Muslim students, there are some Sinhalese students, so I can't translate these terms into a native language. Even in Sinhala, I don't know what these things are called actually. So these are the parts. Okay, so upper surface of vocal tract, upper part. So what is above the tongue and what is below the tongue. Lip, teeth, hard palate, alveolar ridge. And the then nasal cavity is there, soft palate. So the hard palate, behind that soft palate. Uvula, pharynx wall, larynx. Those things are there. And then lower surface of the tract, these things are there. Lip, tip, front, back, blade, center. There are few. Okay, study this. Okay. I don't know. I will try my level best to get a past paper question from your institute and check how your question papers are set. But I don't know. Sometimes you will have to draw this. I can't tell it 100%, but we'll see. Okay, we'll go further studies on articulatory phonetics. Okay, you read. Okay, did you read it? What is this message? Finished. Okay, very good. Articulatory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics is the traditional method of describing speech sounds in terms of the movement of the vocal organs that produce them. Okay, as I told you earlier, it is about the production of sounds. The main structure that are important in the production of speech are lungs. You know what lungs are. And the respiratory system. In Sinhala, we call swasana paddhati, how we inhale and exhale. Together with the vocal organs. So there are vocal organs. And here there is a combination of three sections. Lungs, respiratory system, and vocal organs. Okay, figure 1, I'll check before I explain. Here, I have put the figure 1 here. This one, no? Figure 1. So, when I share the slide, you have to study having a copy of the figure and then you have to read this figure 1. The air stream from the lungs passes between the vocal cords. You know what we inhale, we exhale, which are two small muscular folds located in the larynx at the top of the windpipe. The larynx is here somewhere at the top of our windpipe. In signal, I don't know. Tube, it's a pipe actually. The space between the vocal cords is known as the glottis. If the vocal cords are apart, as they are normally when breathing out, so when we exhale, these vocal cords are apart. Otherwise, the air will not go out. As they are normally when breathing out, the air from the lungs will have a relatively free passage into the pharynx and the mouth. Okay? I can't keep both together. The pharynx here. So when the air is coming out, it is coming out very freely through the nasal cavity. So when we are tired, we do the same with our mouth also. Hati danawa kiyala අපි කියන්නේ. Okay, read this also.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. But if the vocal cords are adjusted so that there is a narrow passage between them. Okay, so when these vocal cords are fully open, the air will come out freely. But when these vocal cords are adjusted so that there is a narrow passage, we can decide or we can change the size of the passage. The airstream will cause them to be sucked together. So then how it is coming out, it is different. As soon as they are together, there will be no flow of air. So then this the vocal cords, when they close, no airflow is going in or going out. Yes. And the pressure below them will be built up until they are blown apart again. Okay, but we can't keep like that, otherwise we will die. So when we keep it closed, there is a pressure inside and it come out, it bursts. The flow of air between them will then cause them to be sucked together again, and the vibratory cycle will continue. Vibration is also continuing. Sound produced when the vocal cords are vibrating are said to be voiced, as opposed to those in which the vocal cords are apart, which are said to be voiceless. Okay, vocal cords, when vocal cords are closed, the sound is coming out. That is voiced. When vocal cords apart, the sound is coming out. That is voiceless. So there are two types of sounds actually, voiced and voiceless. In Sinhala also, I suppose we have swara, swaraksharai, vyanjanaksharai, something like that. In English, we call voiced and voiceless.
Okay, madam.
Okay, we'll see. The air passages above the vocal cords are known collectively as the vocal tract. For phonetic purposes, they may be divided into the oral tract within the mouth and the pharynx and the nasal tract within the nose. Many speech sounds are characterized by movement of the lower articulation, the tongue, or the lower lip toward the upper articulation within the oral tract. Okay. So then actually there are two tracts, the oral tract and nasal tract. Okay. In Sinhala we'll go nahas kuware saha mukha කියන එක. So then these both are important to produce sounds. Many speech sounds are characterized by movements of the lower articulation. Lower part actually clear. That is the idea. The upper surface includes several important structures from the point of view of speech production, such as the upper lip and the upper teeth. Figure 1 illustrate most of the terms that are commonly used. The alveolar ridge is a small protuberance just behind the upper front teeth that cause easily be felt with the tongue. So normally when we talk, our tongue touches the alveolar, upper ridge actually behind the teeth. When we say teeth, our tongue stops there. Okay. So then here I am explaining it, showing you slides. So when you are free, you can watch some videos actually on YouTube. There are some videos how these words are articulated. So there are cartoon-like videos, so you can understand it better. And we'll go to the next one.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The major part of the roof of the mouth is formed by the hard palate in the front and the soft palate or velum at the back. Okay, so when you are free, you have to wash your hand and you have to touch the upper part of your mouth. Then the front part is very hard, and when you touch the back part, actually behind the front part, that is very soft. The soft plate is a muscular flap that can be raised so as to shut down the nasal tract. So this muscle, the soft palate, can be raised up, then our nasal cavity will be closed. And you know, this nasal cavity and the oral cavity, they will get united at our neck. Okay, because normally when we eat, so then when we drink something, the nasal cavity should be closed. That is done by this sound. palate. So as to shut, yeah. When it is raised so that the soft palate is pressed against the back wall of the pharynx, there is said to be a veil closer. So there are some technical terms. Okay. At the lower end of the soft palate is a small hanging appendage known as uvula. In Sinhala we call when you open your mouth in front of a mirror, you can see there is some muscle hanging there. That is called uvula. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe seen from figure 1, there are also specific names for different parts of the tongue. There are different names, actually nearly 9, 10. The tip and the blade are the most mobile parts. The blade in the sense that our tongue. Behind the blade is the so-called front of the tongue. This actually the forward part of the body of the tongue and lies underneath the hard palate when the tongue is at rest. Okay, so you know the tongue, that is the most movable part in our mouth. So when it is resting, it is under the hard palate. The remainder of the body of the tongue may be divided into the center, the remaining part, which is partly beneath the hard palate and partly beneath the soft palate, the back, which is beneath the soft palate, and the root, which is opposite the back wall of the pharynx. Okay, that is about the function of the mouth. Sorry, tongue, the upper part, the middle part, and the starting part of the tongue. It is joined to the wall of the pharynx. Okay, so that what we discussed up to now is the function of vocal tract. Okay, so here the figure 1, it was described actually. So here also the same in 2 different pictures, upper part and the lower part. Okay, so here I have described things. As I told you earlier, when you study, you have to look at the picture, keep the picture close by and read these things, then you will understand. Okay, now we are going to learn sounds, different sounds, voicing according to the way the vibrating, the how they are vibrating, we can call sounds are there according to the place of articulation, manner of articulation, there are different sounds. Okay.
Done, madam.
Okay. Speech sounds can be identified in terms of their articulatory properties. Articulatory means how they are produced. That is, by where in the mouth and how they are produced. Where in the mouth and how they are produced. And all English consonants can be described in terms of three properties. There are only 5 vowels. Others are consonants. Okay, so there are 3 properties: voicing, place of articulation, manner of articulation. Voicing means whether the vocal cords are vibrating or not. So when the vocal cords are open, the sound is going. And when the open close are closed, also sound is going. In place of articulation, where the airstream is more obstructed with the airstream, obstruct a manner of articulation, the particular way the airstream is obstructed. Okay, voicing.
Done, madam.
Okay. Begin by distinguishing between sir as in bus, sip, sir sound, and z as in buzz, zip. Okay, when you pronounce a long continuous z, now I don't know whether you can do it now, but later while reading you can check when you say z and alternate it with the long continuous s. You will notice that the position of your tongue within your mouth remains the same when you pronounce z and s. The position of your mouth tongue is at the same place. Even though these sounds are noticeably different, even though the position of the tongue is at the same place, sounds are different. You can feel this difference by touching your larynx. So then, if the tongue's position is same, so why this difference is there? You can keep your hand to your larynx and then you can see. You can feel this difference by touching your larynx. Voice box, Adam's apple, we call, while saying z, like that. The vibration that you feel from your larynx when you utter z, but not sir, is called voicing. Okay. I don't know whether you got the idea. So when you pronounce is a z and simple, sorry, normal is sir, the position of our tongue is the same. But how our larynx vibrate, that is different. You have to check it when we say the. So vibration is more when we pronounce the. It is the result of air being forced through a narrow aperture called the glottis between two mucosal called the vocal cords in the larynx. Okay. The reason is the differences are there when we pronounce these words, how the air is coming out of larynx and glottis.
voicing. Oh my God, very lengthy descriptions. What to do? We have to.
Okay, madam.
When the vocal cords are, we have to change that. When the vocal cords are held together, the air flows through them from the lungs, causes them to vibrate. Okay? When the vocal cords are held together, they are together, the air flows through them from the lungs, cause them to vibrate. Okay? When they are coming out to the vocal cords, when they are together, it starts vibrating. It is precisely this vibration or voicing that distinguishes the from sir and enables speaker to differentiate between two otherwise identical sounds. Okay? Because of this vibration only we decide the difference between the and sir. Using these very similar but distinct sounds enable us to create words that differ by only a single feature of voicing on a single sound but carry quite different meanings, as in bus and buzz. Yes, so this difference, whether the coming out sound is the or sir, it differentiate the meaning also. For an example, bus, buzz. Okay, so here bus, the meaning is the vehicle. Buzz, that is the humming of the bees. Buzz. Two different meaning because of the vibration. Two different sounds. Ship and the ship. Peace and peace. Sane and zane. Besides and besides sir and z. Other sounds are characterized by a voiced versus voiceless contrast. Okay, so then voiceless, voiced, that is decided by this actually. Consider fur and were, as in fine and wine. Both sounds are produced with air being forced through a narrow aperture between the upper teeth and the lower lip. When we say fur, were, okay, from our upper lip, upper teeth and the lower lip. Upper teeth, lower lip, fur, were. You have to check. Fur is voiceless and were is voiced. Fur, were. Other voiceless voiced pairs include fur. Fur is voiceless. Burr is voiced, as in pet and bet. C and D, as in ten and dead. Okay, so then I know this is really confusing. Don't get confused, but you just remember the words are named as voiced and voiceless. That is according to how these words are pronounced, or how these larynx gets vibrated when the air is coming out. Okay, I suppose you have to watch some videos. We can't do it here. Okay. Manner of articulation.
Done, madam.
Manner of articulation. Besides having a voicing feature, sir and z, can be characterized as to their manner of articulation. In manner of articulation means how they are produced. In pronouncing them, air is continuously forced through a narrow opening at the place behind upper teeth. Compare the pronunciation of sir and z with the sound t and d. Unlike sir and z, t and d are not pronounced by making a continuous stream of air pass through the mouth. Okay. So when we pronounce sir and z, until we pronounce the word, air is coming out. Sir, z. But when we pronounce t, d, it's very quick, and the air will not be coming out through mouth. Instead, the air is completely stopped behind and above the upper teeth and then released or exploded in a small burst of air. That is very easily you can understand when we pronounce b, t, air is not coming out. Actually, when we say t, b, or t, d, air stops. But when we pronounce z, air is coming out. That is something which you can understand very easily.
Done, madam.
Yeah. For this reason, and are called stops. Okay. And because the air is released through the mouth and not the nose, they are also called oral stops. So when we say the air stops, so we call them stops. Sounds like sir, they are made by continuous stream of air passing through a narrow passage in the vocal tract are called fricatives. Okay, so there are lots of technical terms. It's really a headache, but don't get confused and consider this as something interesting, because how many words we are talking per day. So okay, at least start knowing how we are pronounce them. Okay, there are something called stops, fricatives. Stops are called stops because when they are pronounced, air stops. There are something called fricatives. When we pronounce fricatives, air is coming out. Okay. I don't know about the paper structure. If there are multiple choice questions, many, these things are important. Okay. Last one, place of articulation. We'll see whether we can complete it.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, okay. Place of sounds, place of articulation. Of the sounds analyzed so far, sir, t are voiceless. Sir, the are voiced. All four are pronounced with the point of greatest closure immediately behind the upper teeth. Okay, they are voiceless and voice sounds. All are pronounced immediately with the closing behind the upper teeth. Pronounce 10, then aloud. filling when the tip of the tongue touches the top of your mouth for the consonant. Okay, you can do it. Then 10. And your tongue, tip of the tongue, tongue, okay, touches the upper top of the mouth of the upper tongue touches the top of your mouth. Both words start and finish at the alveolar ridge. That is called alveolar ridge. Because t, d, n are articulated at the alveolar ridge. They are called alveolars. Okay. This is, I don't know whether there are Sinhalese students. Sorry, I don't know Tamil. And Sinhala also we have Dantaja. Dantaja means Date Vadinone. I can't remember some of the sorry, I can't remember Sinhala terms. Shabde Vate Eliot Nakota Kiana Sabde, cutting. Yeah, Eliot Nakota Shado, something like that. The same way in English also, they are given names according to the way how they are, according to the place they are pronounced. Sir and Z are also articulated at the alveolar ridge, as you will notice by pronouncing the words sin and zen. Of course, Sir and Z are fricatives, whereas T and D are stops. You have to read these things very leisurely. With this, we will stop with this slide.
Done, madam.
Okay, there are 3 major places of articulation for English stops. Alveolar ridge, lips, and soft palate, that is called velar. If you say pin and bin, you will notice that for the initial sound, in each word, air is built up behind the 2 lips and then release. Later you can pronounce pin, bin. Our lips are together. Thus, the point of greatest closure is at the lip. And for that reason, per and ber are called bilabial stop. Bi means 2, labial stop. Bilabial means 2 lips. Consonant sound stops, fricatives. It will be too much. Ne? We'll continue this. Mr. Richard told I have to check with him. Today we are having lectures. Is it tomorrow or maybe Friday? I will check. Okay. Now tell me, are you confused or did you understand something today? If you feel things are a bit tough, that is not because of understanding. There are lots of technical terms. So that is the nature of this section. So you have to draw this picture, which I gave you. You can draw it by yourself. And with that picture in your hand, or you can have a printout, I don't know. With this picture in one hand, you have to read the rest. Then you will understand. As I told you, as I suggested, you can go through some videos. You can download. There are plenty of videos. Articulated phonetics videos are there. You can watch them. So then the things will be very familiar to do. Okay, so we are studying them. Otherwise, whenever we talk, we can't just imagine how we pronounce them like that. Okay. Because I do not start this section, it's somewhat lengthy actually. Here, consonant, stops. It's lengthy. Okay, what shall we do? Shall we stop here?
Okay, madam.
Okay, then soon we will meet, and don't worry, when we meet soon also, our memory is very fresh. Okay, that's better if we can meet and complete the lectures very soon. Okay, then I wish you good night.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good night, welcome.